All right, you guys. I want to go over what happened in the markets today because it was pretty wild, and I know that some of you guys don't understand what happened. And I was like, "What the freaking heck?" So what happened was President Trump had threatened to actually put severe tariffs against China, and that shook up the markets dramatically. And when I say dramatically, look at the Nasdaq, look at the S&P 500. All of those they dropped like a rock. Interesting enough, in the currency markets, which I don't understand, and again, I admit I don't understand everything, the correlations of everything and the world events and how they work. So with the GBP USD, Euro USD, those shot up like a rock, which is expected, and then the US dollar, Swiss, USD CAD, and USD JPY, they drop like a rock. Now, what doesn't make sense to me is why did NZD USD and AUD USD drop when all the other GBP USD shot up, Euro USD shot up? You get what I'm saying? But the Australian dollar and the New Zealand dollar, they drop like a rock as well. So those kind of world event correlations, I still don't understand those. So thanks to my team, Dr. Paisley, Dr. Elvis, you guys know I'm Dr. Elvis, Jenny, Donna, you guys are just fabulous people. So you like usual, you knocked it out the park with all the copycat memberships. Futures traders, I told you guys that this is exactly what I was trying to tell you about. I knew something was wrong coming in the markets. I kind of warned you guys ahead of time. And that's why I told you, hey, I'm going to give you heads up on certain plays, but just be mindful that it may or may not work the way it should, which is why I said, hey, I'm not sending anything out on Friday because I had to just had a feeling that something was wrong. And was I 100% correct? I was 100% correct. So this is why sometimes it's best if you're not sure what's going on in the market, instead of forging ahead and trying to still take trades, knowing in your gut that something is not right, it would be better for you to just hang out and just watch the markets and say, okay, you know what, I'm just going to observe this and see what's going on, rather than to put your money ahead just because you have a need to be in trades. So I just think that if you're not an expert trader, the less you trade, the better you're going to become, because it gives you time to observe certain situations so you can see, okay, what happens if this happened? What happens if that happened? And the other thing that's very important about trading, which is what we're talking about today, is money management. Nobody anticipated that President Trump was going to send out a message today saying that he's considering putting heavy tariffs on China, which, by the way, him and President Xi were supposed to meet in the near future. But by him saying that, chances are they may or may not meet now, which means even worse situation, especially for those who are in soybean and all these other commodities. It's a commodity war right now. So that's what that's all about. So anyway, guys, I just want to give you a brief overhead of what actually happened on today's market. And in addition to that, I've been warning you guys all week long, especially those in my Asian session group, that the markets were going to be nasty anyway, because we still also have the major issue, which is the U.S. government shutdown, which is going on for over 9 days and several hours. And according to the news that I was just watching, they're saying there may not be any end in sight. They don't know when it's going to stop, which is why I'm kind of pissed, because I've always said, what doesn't make sense to me is, how is it possible that you can document and demand to the very penny from your U.S. citizens how much money we need to be paying you, like some thugs. However, when it comes to you guys handling your own budget, every single year it seems like, every single year, you either at the very last minute, 11:59 and 30 seconds left, okay, we finally came to an agreement on the budget. Why you guys always wait till the last minute? Or like this, where you go past the deadline when you had all year to figure this out. That never made sense to me. Never, ever, ever. That's like you saying, hey, landlord, I'm waiting until 11:30, 11:59 to figure out how I'm going to pay my rent. And then it goes over. You already knew in advance how you're going to pay your rent. You get what I'm saying? I never understood that. Maybe one of you guys can help me out and leave a comment or shoot me an email, supereasyforex@gmail.com, and let me know how that works. But I never understood it. Why are y'all waiting every single year for the last minute, and then millions of people are being affected. This is why trading is coming in handy. I'm just telling you guys. You don't have to worry about the government. You don't have to worry about none of that stuff. Hey, if you can read the charts and read the markets, then man, I'm telling you, bang, bang, bang. Okay. Anyway, you guys have a great weekend, and thank you for tuning in. I'll talk to you on Sunday with Sunday's video for the next news event week coming up. All right. Peace and air grease.